A government hug and red roses for Rahaf when she fled Saudi Arabia and ended up in Canada. But going so public exposed the 18-year-old to vicious critiques online, including from this woman, a Canadian.
Foreign Minister Freeland has been looking for someone like you for a long time, and they're using you as a weapon against the state. And all the singing and dancing that they're doing around you, give it a few days and it'll disappear.
Najo came to Canada with her brother when she was 15 from Saudi Arabia. She's a graphic artist and live streams daily to her followers, 2/3 of them men in Saudi. Her video on Rahaf went viral with 4 million views in just a few days.
What awaits you is deceit and regret, and what's coming, oh, you haven't seen anything yet. Even working as a garbage collector will not be suitable for you. Poor you. You're the one that put yourself in this shameful position.
Honestly, all what I was trying to say, like with all means, is that the Saudi woman is not living the kind of life she claims she's living.
You think she's lying?
I won't believe anything until I see evidence. Maybe she was looking for more.
Like what?
Like drinking wine and smoking weed.
Rahaf Mohammed escaped Saudi, holed up in a Bangkok hotel room, and pled her case publicly.
I want asylum.
Granted asylum as soon as she headed for Toronto, she became a target. From the moment she tweeted some wine on the plane to photos of her in a short skirt, her attackers have tried to shame her. Social media, which may have saved her, now savaged her. A fake Rahaf Twitter account claimed she wanted to go back home. She refuted that. Rahaf's own Instagram posts and selfies have been widely recirculated, implying immoral behavior, like from Najo, whose handle is AK-47, and who makes a small stipend from her live streams.
But as a woman that lived in Saudi Arabia, I've seen how it is over there, and I'm sure if my family was abusing me down there and I called 911, they were going to help.
To be perfectly honest, the brainwashing, the indoctrination, women in Saudi Arabia, it's not just their families. The whole entire structure of the society is set up to keep them down, is set up to keep them in. So there's no calling 911. There's no, I mean, it's a farce.
Yasmin Mohammed grew up Muslim in Canada. At 28, she left an abusive marriage and her religion soon after. She's a college educator, but also co-founded a support group online, Hearts and Minds, for people struggling to live within repressive cultures. Many are Saudi women, bound by male guardianship laws, which hand men the power over women's choices. An app helps men to track women, sending them text messages on their movements. Welcome.
Hello, I'm Susan. Rahaf. Here, come and sit. Thank you very much for doing this.
In a rare interview with us, Rahaf Mohammed detailed how male guardianship extended to her.
You mentioned your mother and your brother beating you. What was your father doing? What was his role?
أبوي كان يعني يتحكم في دراستي ووظيفتي الأشياء يعني الحكومية، لكن أخوي في حياتي بشكل عام يعني إيش ألبس، إيش آكل، إيش وين أطلع، مع مين أروح، اللي أخوي أصلاً أكبر مني بسنة.
She also denounced her religion, which fuels the hate.
If a girl wants to take off her hijab, for example, the response would be, why? So that you can sleep around? You want your freedom, like these so-called liberated Western women? And it's all about policing the women. And if there's one woman that's brave enough to speak up, other than the accepted narrative, she'll be attacked. She'll be attacked by the men and she'll be attacked by the women as well.
Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, or MBS, wooed the world last summer by finally granting women driving rights. But inside the kingdom, women activists are being jailed and reportedly tortured. That was Rahaf's fear, where she sent back.
They want to make an example of her because they don't want other girls to copy her. Other girls are feeling motivated by her. She's a hero. So they're all looking at her and saying, if she was able to do this, I can do this too.
This woman, we're calling Sarah, escaped to Canada 7 years ago.
I did see a lot of girls who did run away and they went public and people were just bullying them online.
She still fears for her life and for threats against her family.
They look at us, girls who fled the country, as traitors because we decided to leave home. And nonetheless, now, given the fact that Rahaf is getting all that media attention, some people don't like that. So they've created this new department that they call it the Department of Combating Extremism.
Just 3 weeks after Rahaf arrived in Canada, a Saudi ministry issued a new online video.
This is reflecting the girls who are running away. This is the plane and this is their bag.
And then in the other frame?
It will represent the males with guns, basically as terrorists.
So they're saying these are the two problems?
Yes. Basically what they're saying, that this new phenomena is basically kind of a terrorism act, and what they're trying to say is those countries who are hosting these people, their main goal is to destroy the Saudi society. And I think the whole idea behind it is, number one, to scare the Saudi youth not to even think about running away.
What would you say to Rahaf if you had an opportunity to speak with her?
I would tell her to work on herself. I understand the fact that she's happy, she was drinking wine, good for you. But at the end, it also, people are using that against you back home.
Back home and here, the online world has no borders.
Do you get any persuasion from people in Saudi Arabia to post what you do, like an influencer?
Really, I don't want to talk about the issue no more because this whole situation is crazy. I know nothing about politics.
Were you threatened?
If I was there, yeah, I don't care.
So you've seen how vicious that can be.
I said I don't care. I just said my point of view. And that's it. What more do I want to say?
She is not streaming about politics anymore, favoring rap music and soccer, popular with her followers. As for Rahaf Mohammed, she embraced International Women's Day in Toronto. But she tweets and posts less often now, slipping quietly into her new multicultural city, still vulnerable, and trying to figure out a new life. Susan Ormiston, CBC News, Toronto.